This isn't just food, this is armor made of meat, voted the best food on earth, but its real story is a tale of warriors, fire, and survival. Why does this ancient dish from West Sumatra last months without spoiling? Why did warriors carry it into battle? And what makes it so brutal, so legendary, so unstoppable? They named it Rendang, to resist, to endure. This is the story of the legendary Rendang, how it conquered a nation, captivated the world, and why it just might be the most manly, most dangerous, and most respected food ever cooked. Before there were Michelin stars, before foodie became a word, there was Rendang, born in the highlands of West Sumatra, not as cuisine, but as a weapon, as a strategy, as survival in meat form. This wasn't a comfort food. This was battle rations for Minang warriors, a dish slow cooked until the meat turned black, not just to taste better, but to last for weeks during jungle raids and migration. And yet today, it's served next to plastic spoons on airplane trays, posted with heart emojis on food blogs, misunderstood as just another Indonesian dish. Rendang, the warrior's feast they couldn't erase. This is the story they didn't teach you in culinary school. Long before Rendang became Indonesia's most celebrated dish, it was survival food, war food. A slow-cooked culinary shield forged in the fire pits of West Sumatra. The Minangkabau people didn't create Rendang for comfort. They created it to outlast jungle warfare, famine, and the unforgiving tropics. When your tribe is migrating hundreds of kilometers through humid terrain, carrying fresh meat isn't just impractical, it's deadly. Spoiled food invites disease, weakness, defeat. But meat cooked for hours in coconut milk and 40-plus spices until it's dark, dry, and emboldened with flavor? That's a dish that could survive the jungle. Forget refrigeration, Rendang was the world's original MRE, meal ready to eliminate. Its magic was in the science. The coconut milk acted as both a flavor base and natural preservative, while the spice blend galangal, turmeric, ginger, lemongrass was antibacterial, antifungal, and fierce. And as the sauce thickened, it formed a caramelized armor, a crust of flavor that sealed the meat like a battle wound dressed in spice. A single batch could last weeks, and every bite reminded warriors of home, purpose, and pride. Forget energy drinks. The true fuel of warriors? Rendang. This wasn't just food. It was a survival kit, a symbol of status, a strategic culinary weapon in the jungles and mountains of Sumatra. For the Minangkabau people, one of the only matrilineal warrior cultures on Earth, Rendang was as crucial as the blade on their hip. Imagine this, a young warrior setting off on Merantau, the ancient Minang rite of passage where a man leaves his homeland to find honor, wealth, and wisdom. What did his mother pack for him? Not trail mix. She packed Rendang. This meat dish, slow cooked for hours in coconut milk, chili, and an alchemy of spices, was designed to last days, weeks, even months without refrigeration. It could withstand the punishing Sumatran humidity. It stayed edible through sea voyages, war campaigns, and frontier isolation. And it wasn't just nourishment, it was a taste of home, a reminder of who he was and what he was fighting for. This is why Rendang became sacred. A warrior carrying Rendang wasn't just holding food, he was carrying the soul of his people, preserved in fire and spice. You think MREs are impressive? Try centuries-old battle rations that taste like heaven and punch like a tiger. Now tell me, who's really eating like a king? Rendang may have been born in the jungles of Sumatra, but it didn't stay there. This once humble warrior's meal became a national icon. In 2011, CNN crowned Rendang the world's most delicious dish, and not once, but twice. From Paris to Perth, New York to Tokyo, you can now find Padang restaurants proudly dishing up this fiery brown masterpiece. But here's the kicker. Rendang didn't spread through advertising, it spread through migration and longing. Minangkabau people have a deep-rooted cultural practice called Merantau, leaving home to find opportunity. And wherever they went, they brought their spices, their stories, and their sizzling blackened walks. Today, Padang food is everywhere in Indonesia. And yet, it's more than just food. It's a system, a ritual. Walk into any Rumah Makan Padang, and you don't order. You're presented with a tower of dishes, laid out like a feast for a king. You only pay for what you touch. But the experience? That's priceless. Even global icons have fallen under Rendang's spell. Anthony Bourdain called it the king of all foods. Gordon Ramsay went on a full culinary journey through West Sumatra just to master it, only to be humbled by a local chef's version that had more fire, more soul, and centuries of wisdom in each bite. And when President Barack Obama visited Jakarta, he proudly told the world, "Nasi goreng, bakso, and rendang. These were my childhood favorites." This isn't just food, it's diplomacy, it's identity. It's power served on a plate. Forget simmering sauces and gentle sautés. Rendang is war in a wok. This isn't some 30-minute weeknight meal. The real rendang, the kind warriors carried into battle, takes up to 9 hours to cook, and every minute is a fight. First, a storm of shallots, garlic, ginger, galangal, lemongrass, and brutal red chilies is pounded by hand, not blended, into a fiery paste. No shortcuts, no soft hands. Then comes the meat. Tough cuts of beef, the kind that bleeds flavor under pressure, are dropped into a cauldron of rich coconut milk and that spice paste. And then the heat comes. For the next 6 to 10 hours, the rendang is stirred constantly. This is no casual task. It's backbreaking labor over open flame, with arms pumping like a blacksmith, muscles trembling as each stir prevents scorching. If you burn it, it's over. You start again. No mercy. And as it reduces, something magical and savage happens. The coconut milk boils, simmers, then breaks into oil, frying the beef in its own fat. The meat darkens into near-black, armor-like chunks, crispy outside, molten inside. This is not stew. This is not curry. This is culinary alchemy by fire. In the end, the rendang doesn't just taste rich, it tastes earned. A dish so bold it could last weeks without refrigeration, making it the perfect provision for warriors and wanderers alike. You didn't just eat rendang, you trained for it. This is where legends are forged. If beef rendang could talk, it wouldn't whisper, it would roar. Because rendang is not just food, it's war paint. A legacy carved in iron pans and simmered over open flame. This dish was forged not in comfort, but in conflict. And behind the flame stood Minangkabau warriors, legendary figures like Tuanku, Imam Bonjol, who led fierce resistance against Dutch colonizers in the Padri War. Their bodies needed fuel, not sugar, not fluff. They needed strength, resilience, and power, and rendang delivered it. Protein-packed, nutrient-dense, and saturated with spices that doubled as medicine: turmeric, galangal, garlic, chili. Every bite of rendang is a testament to survival, to resistance, to the kind of strength that doesn't come from soft living. It's no accident this dish comes from a culture of matrilineal warriors, explorers, and poets. Rendang is the quiet thunder of a people who refuse to fade. So, when you eat rendang, don't just taste the flavor, feel the fire. This is food that dares you to remember where you come from. So the next time you see rendang on a menu, don't just order it, honor it. You're tasting the legacy of warriors, the defiance of a culture that wouldn't break, and the fire of ancestors who turned survival into an art form. This isn't just Indonesia's gift to the world. It's a war cry wrapped in spice. But if you think this warrior food was intense, wait till you see what the Vikings ate. We're talking fermented shark, blood-drenched feasts, and meals so brutal, even Ragnar Lothbrok would raise an eyebrow. Click here to discover the brutal Ragnar's Viking diet that built legends. Trust me, you'll never look at your lunch the same way again.